got on these buck tracks when I first drove the truck, where I parked the truck. A couple hundred yards back, I cut these buck tracks crossing the road, and I saw what direction the buck was headed in. I know I'm in a doe bedding area, a very, very, very prominent doe bed. There's like 7 or 8 does that bed in here at any given time. I see them in here every time I come in here. And that buck, when you know that buck was heading this way, so I had a good idea of where to start out. I picked my route, got walking along, and I cut the same buck tracks, following the route that I chose to start out on. There was no tracks in the beginning. I just happened upon his tracks later on as I went along. And the buck's already gone up in these woods here behind me, up in here, and made a circle around. He just abruptly stopped, wheeled around, come back into this clear cut, into this cutover, and he did a loop back here behind me. I see where he come back out of the woods, turned right, did a circle around, and now he's heading this way, out into this cutover. I have a feeling it might be that spike horn that I passed up on earlier on, but whatever, today's Thanksgiving Day, the last day of rifle season is this Saturday, is 2 days from now. And I don't muzzleloader hunt. I'll be bow hunting. There is 2 weeks of bow hunting for me, but not in this area. I don't own a muzzleloader. I just rifle hunt and bow hunt. So I have today and 2 more days to try to get it done. Yeah. Better get after 'em. I see though. Yeah, look, I see where a deer ran in the woods. I'm wondering if it's him where he walked up here ways, turned, and ran back into the woods. I'll find out here shortly. It won't be long now, though. The does will be filtering into here to bed down in the sun, and they may be pulling him in tow. So, I mean, it's around about 10 o'clock-ish. 10, 11, noontime is when the does all start coming in here. And hopefully they're pulling the big boys with them. Hopefully. Stick with me. Let's see if I can get it done. I've also never shot a deer in the snow before, ever. I'm always tagged out before the snow flies, usually here in Maine. I'm usually tagged out with my bow. I haven't shot very many with a gun. I've shot like almost 20 deer with a bow and half a dozen plus with a gun. 5 or 6 with a gun, and the other 20 plus deer. I'm 38 now, and I've shot 25, 26 deer, so I haven't always hunted. I didn't start hunting until I was 16 years old. I missed the first 6 years that I could have been hunting. I missed out on because I didn't get to start till I was 16. Mainly, I really didn't really get down to it until I was 17 years old. So I nearly missed the first 7 years of hunting. But I almost always tag out with the bow, and don't have to worry about the rifle. But how cool that'd be if I shot my first deer in the snow here on Thanksgiving Day. That would be sweet. I have all day. I can take my time. Try to do it right. Super, super cold and windy. The wind chill's like 30 below, and it's like 9 to 10 degrees outside right now. That's why I'm wearing this. Oh, it's very cold. I ran out of hand warmers. Ouch. So my hands are getting... Well, if I keep moving, I'm doing the right thing. I'm moving. If I stay moving, I won't freeze to death. I mean, this evening I may do the sit-in thing and try some calling. But not right now, not till it warms up. So yeah, I've never shot a deer in the snow. And I've also never tagged out on the last day. The last day is 2 days from now. I have shot a deer on the day before the last day, on the Friday before the last Saturday. But Saturday is calling for better weather, the best weather, a little bit warmer in the 30s and more bearable. And, it may happen then. Yeah, I've never got one on the last day and never got one in the snow. So I'm ready for my firsts. I'm a virgin for a snow buck and a virgin for a last day tag out. So hopefully I can break my virginity. Stick with me here, watch them. That's a small deer, though. That's a small deer. Hopefully it's a buck. So there's where the deer bedded. Walk this way. Getting real close now. That buck was bedded right there. I walked up. It's a south-facing slope. It's 10 degrees today. Sun. Oh, wow. Look at the view from up here. Oh, whoa. Look at the view from up here. Oh, that's gorgeous. Wow. I think I'm on like the highest point around or something. I have quite the view right here. Oh, it's gorgeous. Yeah, that deer got up from his bed. I might have. I don't know when, but it can't be too far up this way. It can't be too far. Yeah, that deer's right up here somewhere. It didn't stay laying down very long. It doesn't look like I jumped it. I didn't jump it out of its bed. It got up on its own. I think it just rested long enough to chew its cud. It got hungry. It's so super cold. They gotta almost keep moving so they don't freeze to death. And they have to consume a lot of calories to produce heat. Here's some droppings. Here's the deer droppings here. Here's what the deer's eating. Deer's browsing. All this stuff here. The deer's eating. The deer's eating buds off saplings and stuff. They're droppings here. Oh yeah. Nice track. Nice big track. Yeah. That buck's up here somewhere. Alright, let's get it. I think I'm getting close. Getting pretty close, I think. Yeah, I think I'm real close to this buck. I don't think I'm far behind it now. I shouldn't be anyway. Pretty sure it's right up here somewhere. I have the wind in my favor. This could be good. I hope. I can't be too far behind. Must be another deer there somewhere. Must be another They just blew out. Yeah, they just blew out of there. Well, not a buck, but fun nonetheless. I left the area where I was tracking that buck. I found where I'm losing daylight. It's gonna be dark in about a half hour. And I kept on that buck. I tracked the buck until I saw where it was running. It was jumping through the woods and running away. I think the buck busted me. I'm quite sure the buck knew I was on his tail. I came to where it was running away, and I looked at the time. It was about 2 hours before dark, so I opted to leave that buck for today and come into this doe bedding area. And I snuck up on 2 bedded deer right here. They were laying down about 30 yards in front of me. As you saw, I got them on camera. I got to film them for a little bit. That was exciting. If only there was a buck in there, it would be all over. It would have been that easy. But that's why they call it hunting. I mean, really, think about it. I track a buck most of the day, find where it was bedded, I continue on the track, and I come across where going along, I see where it was running away, where the buck may have busted me. It must have knew I was following it, and it started running. And I was losing daylight fast, only a couple hours to go before dark. And I leave the buck track, I come over here to the doe bedding area and sneak in to within 30 yards of 2 bedded deer. And one of them could have been a buck, very easily. Could have been that. Could have happened just like that. I could have tagged out right now if any one of them had antlers. I would have been all set. How sweet that would have been awesome. But it goes that way in hunting. You gotta persevere, gotta push on, not give up. Yeah. I don't know how many miles I covered tracking that buck. No, at least a few. Man, don't they travel. That buck was definitely a traveler. He was a mover. He was on the move. But it can happen just like that. Leave a buck track that you've been following all day and sneak into a deer bedding area and whammo, walk up to within 30 yards of 2 bedded deer. Any one of them could have had a rack and could have fired and tagged out just like that. Could have been that simple. It doesn't always happen that easy, but I mean that's just how hunting goes. Can't win them all. Can't get them all. Can't fill every tag. Some people do. I don't know how. Some people just have the luck. Some people are deer magnets. They fill every tag in their pocket every year. I don't know how, but they do. I think was it last year or the year before? Year before I filled all my deer tags. I had 3 to start out. I filled them all. Last year I filled 2 of the 3. This year I filled 1 so far. At least I did get a doe and I got a freezer full of meat. So I'm pleased with that. At least I didn't go deerless. Definitely appreciate the deer meat. And got it with my bow and with my 5-year-old son by my side. The first deer my 5-year-old son Bryson ever got to see me shoot, and he blood trailed it with me and watched me field dress it. He got the full experience at 5.5 years old. How cool is that? But man, why couldn't any one of them have a rack? It would have been that easy. Just snuck in here into this bedding area and whammo, 2 bedded deer right there, 30 yards away. If any one of them had antlers, I would have been shooting and tagging out on Thanksgiving Day. It would have been my first deer in the snow and my first Thanksgiving Day deer. I mostly am bow hunting and filling my deer tags with my bow. Might luck out, walk up on a cruising buck here. I'm on my way out. It's gonna be dark in about 20 minutes. So I'm going to start heading back. I'm going to still hunt my way back to a really heavy deer crossing, see if I can sneak up on a buck.